The world begins in silence, high above the trees. A blanket of cool gray mist rests in the valley below. It hides everything. It is a sea of clouds, waiting for the sun. The air is thin and crisp. The light touches the highest points of granite first. These are the legendary domes of Yosemite, ancient and silent. The mist below begins to stir. A world is waking up, a secret kingdom emerging from the night. We drift lower, descending through the thinning clouds into the heart of this grand theater. A ribbon of silver cuts through the green. This is the Merced River, born from mountain snow. El Capitan stands like a titan to the west, its massive granite face a challenge to the sky. Across the valley, Bridal Veil Fall sends a shimmering plume of water down its cliff. This is Yosemite, but not just a place on a map. It is a feeling, a promise of wonder, and our journey into its heart has just begun. Everything here begins with stone. Before the valley, before the river, there was only rock. Deep beneath the earth, vast chambers of molten magma cooled slowly. This is the granite you see today. Then, the land began to rise. Tectonic forces pushed the entire Sierra Nevada mountain range upward. For millions of years, these ancient streams carved shallow, V-shaped canyons into the stone. The grand drama was yet to come. The climate grew colder. Snow began to fall in the high country and did not melt in the summer. Glaciers were born. They were frozen rivers. They began to move, flowing slowly but unstoppably down the river canyons that had already been carved. The ice ground against the granite, widening the canyons, steepening their walls, and gouging their floors deeper and deeper. The glacier was the true architect. Look at the shape of the valley itself. It is a classic U-shape, the signature of glacial carving. On the north side of the valley stands a monument to geologic strength. El Capitan. It resisted the glaciers. Across the valley, an even more iconic shape cuts into the sky. Half Dome. The story of Half Dome is one of both strength and weakness. As the glaciers moved past, they exploited these weaknesses, plucking away huge slabs of rock from the face. For many, Half Dome represents a personal challenge. Standing on top, you are on an island in the sky, with the entire valley spread out below. The story of Yosemite's water begins with a single artery of life, the Merced River. The river is the valley's pulse. It winds its way across the flat floor, a ribbon of silver and blue against the green meadows. In the spring, the Merced is a different beast entirely. This is not a destructive act, but a creative one, a baptism that renews the land. In these calmer stretches, the river becomes a perfect mirror, creating a perfect, upside-down world. From the gentle murmur of the river, we now turn to the thunderous roar of the falls. And none is more dominant than Yosemite Falls. The water doesn't just fall, it explodes from the top of the cliff, a white torrent against the dark granite. The sound is a physical thing, a vibration you feel in your chest. This is a place of absolute power. By late summer, the voice of the valley often falls silent. The falls are not a permanent fixture, but a temporary gift. Across the valley from the Titan of El Capitan, a more graceful waterfall makes its descent. This is Bridal Veil Fall. Unlike the raw power of Yosemite Falls, Bridal Veil has an ethereal quality. It seems to dance with the air. Bridal Veil Fall flows from a hanging valley, a textbook example of how ice sculpted this land. It is a constant yet ever-changing feature of the valley's western gateway. Our journey now takes us to the living things that call this valley home. We begin with the true elders of this place, the giant sequoias. They are the largest living things on Earth. To ascend one is to appreciate a living monument to patience and endurance. Fire is essential for their life cycle. It clears away competing trees, and the heat causes the sequoia cones to open and release their tiny seeds. It is a cycle of destruction and rebirth. Beyond the sequoia groves, the valley is cloaked in a rich and diverse forest. The tall, straight forms of ponderosa pines dominate many areas. The forest floor is just as alive as the canopy. It is a carefully balanced system where every part has a role. The oaks produce acorns, a vital food source for squirrels, woodpeckers, and bears. If we are patient and quiet, we can catch glimpses of the valley's wildlife. The most commonly seen is the mule deer. Higher up, on the sheer granite cliffs, lives one of the world's most impressive hunters, the peregrine falcon. Of all the animals here, the American black bear is perhaps the most iconic. They are a vital part of this ecosystem and a symbol of the wild heart of Yosemite. They are all the silent inhabitants, the threads in the rich tapestry of life that makes this valley more than just a collection of rocks and waterfalls. It makes it a home. Long before Yosemite was a park, it was a home. For thousands of years, this valley was the ancestral land of the Ahwahneechee people. They did not see themselves as owners of the land, but as stewards. Their lives were woven into the landscape. The beautiful open character of the valley floor was a landscape shaped and maintained by the hands of its native people. Though their physical villages are gone, their spirit remains. Today, their descendants are still connected to this land. In 1868, a young man walked into Yosemite Valley for the first time. His name was John Muir. He saw more than just rocks and trees. He saw a divine cathedral, a temple of nature that needed to be protected. He camped with President Theodore Roosevelt, arguing passionately for preservation. His efforts were successful. In 1890, Congress created Yosemite National Park. It was a declaration that some places are so special, they should be preserved for all people. The story of Yosemite is now our story. The promise made by Lincoln and championed by Muir has been passed to us. Visiting comes with a quiet responsibility: to treat it with respect, to leave it as we found it. To witness this beauty is to be changed by it. It leaves an imprint on the soul. Yosemite is not just a destination, it is an invitation. An invitation to witness beauty, to feel wonder, and to accept the quiet honor of becoming a caretaker of this extraordinary piece of the earth.